So today we're going to be talking about D&D, Reddit stories, horror stories, wholesome stories, funny stories. Hopefully not all horrid, am I the asshole and creepy shit, but that's what
Mm,
I found to be the most interesting. I try
right,
I
so much abundance.
I tried to mix and match, but there's so many horror stories for D&D. Um
Yeah,
and again, this is a kind of prepping for Escape Wars campaign that's coming up.
Woo!
yeah,
For some of
yeah, and
y'all,
let's
it's a
make sure they don't end up on this Reddit page.
yeah. I don't want to be one of those DMs that's like, "Hey, my DM was an asshole and toxic."
My DM
Yeah,
decided to
we're
try to
we have to
touch me and
report
make
you.
me.
My DM tried to touch me inappropriately.
God.
Yeah. How many of you is this going to be like your first D&D campaign?
My first
Um,
proper one.
third wait, I don't know how many I've been in. I wanna say, like, 3rd or 4th.
Okay, that's reasonable. I know it's going to be for Raina's first as well.
Yeah.
So for Thero, it's your first proper one, and for Raina, it's going to be their first one to actually start. I know they tried to start or get started with some of them. Yeah. Does anybody have their own horror stories they want to share before we get into reading some of these fucked up ones?
I've been graced by having good parties all around.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I've I've
I've been
repressed anything
shot.
that
Been shot.
I've been shot in every single time, bro.
I should have had a jetpack.
You should yeah, you should have had a jetpack.
My
Aw.
bad. My bad. Like I should make every single time I go with that group. I should make my ACB B19 or so, right?
Oh my god. Okay. So the one that I wanted to read first is my first campaign ever as an inexperienced GM. I haven't read it, but inexperienced GMs and dungeon masters are good to learn from, even from a player's perspective. Um, it does seem kind of long, so we'll kind of take it chapter by chapter. It says, "Hello, I'm French. Sorry if you spot bad writing. It's also the first time that I write on Reddit. Therefore, I am very sorry if it's not very well written. When I was 15, I watched for the first time a French YouTuber play TTRPG. I never heard about TTRPG before that, and being very motivated when it comes to science fiction, world building, and story making from a very early age, I naturally wanted to host my own campaign on Roll20. I took a vague story that I had in a dream a few years ago. Basically, it was a war in space between the Human Federation and their creation, the Droid Nation. And it also involved another religion, humanoid alien race, which would ally with the humans, and started preparing a brand new game. I have a tendency to want to create everything myself in my games. I created my own simple mechanics, my own shitty maps, and ridiculous tokens. That is something I still do to this day. 12 years later, never having played already existing games, not even Dungeons and Dragons, and never having played as a player instead of a dungeon master. And this is something I have to create or correct at some point. He said create. I was pretty isolated in terms of friends who had the same nerd interests as me at the time, so naturally, I got on Roll20 and started recruiting. Bear in mind that at that time, I had nearly no experience on TTRPG, even as a player. I got some strangers progressively. I made a first session with only one person, which went better than expected. Two others were recruited during the next session, and even if the game was obviously broken and the art was ridiculous, I had really good feedbacks from the players, so I continued in this path. This game lasted 3 years. It was very ambitious and motivated me to go into game design school, but looking back, there were obvious challenges that I wasn't really prepared to face at the time. And I guess he goes on to just write out the issues that he was going through. Do you have any guesses on what his first time issues were for those of us that have played before? As somebody who made their game as well at an early age, I'm going to say that he didn't have any clear rules for the players to
Yeah.
know and read and follow, so I bet that fucked up.
I was gonna say,
No,
like,
totally.
balancing.
Balance,
Yeah.
oh god, yeah.
Player expectation.
Expectations versus reality, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see, chapter 1, player ego. At
Oh,
some
no.
point, at some point, I had recruited 6 players, varying in age and personality, plus another player joined, which for the rest of the story I will call Harold. I'm a bit of a yes man.
Harold.
Let's go, Harold. I'm a bit of a yes man. That's something I try to work on every day, but I really don't like to disappoint people or just tell them no. Wait a minute.
Mood.
Even when
Mood.
it's clearly in my interest to tell them no. I feel like
Mood.
Pidge
Oh.
describes me as a yes man when it comes to D&D.
I think before we started any, like, discussion about Escape Wars, Pidge did describe you as a yes man.
Yeah, he did.
I'd
He's
say
like,
Like,
if
word for
Leon can
word.
make if you give Leon a scenario and he can make it work somehow, he will make it work.
I will. I want you
there's
guys to have fun.
there's a difference between being a yes man and Leon not knowing when to say no.
I can say no whenever I want.
You just
Say it right
don't
now.
want to.
I just don't want to right now, okay? I'll do it later.
You're saying no to saying no.
This player wanted to be introduced to the group as a dangerous badass. Basically, he wanted to hold them at gunpoint and be the one to have them at his mercy. And I obliged. But the other players weren't having it, particularly another young player, which I will call Thompson. So Harold is holding them at gunpoint and Thompson doesn't want to drop his weapon. We spend 2 hours trying to get them to chill out and lower their guns. But none of them wanted to make the first step. They were going to be the one to come on top as a I don't take orders from anybody badass guy. In the end, Thompson shot Harold and then tried to save him to no avail. Harold lost his first character just like that
Like,
Yikes.
because of pure proudness on both sides, and to be fair, also because of my inexperience as a DM. This happened literally the next session. Harold invited one of his friends into the game, and the two of them made new characters and planned to introduce them in the same way to the party, holding them at gunpoint and having the upper hand.
Uh,
my guy. You switch something up.
This
Yeah.
time,
Look,
another
if it didn't
player
work the first time, you really think it's going second?
He really said,
What do
"I'm
you
gonna double
think
down,
about that?
surely."
episode 2, held at gunpoint. This time, another player couldn't bear it anymore and tried to murder both of them by essentially suicide charging with his character. I tried to rationalize his actions in RP, but he didn't care anymore and even attacked other players. Eventually, he was put down by the newcomers. I was too shy to stop any of that, but by some miracle, the game survived, with 7 players instead of 8, since the player who attacked left the game after insulting Harold. God. Yeah, of course it didn't fucking work. You, you were gonna lose somebody either way. You gotta really take control of those
Yeah.
situations. You can be like, cool, you're held at gunpoint, but then, if they try to shoot each other, ah, your gun misfired. Like
Yeah,
don't allow the PvP if you
consequences.
need. Yeah, don't allow the PvP if you need cohesion and for people to be a team. You
Yeah.
know. I love the names so far, Harold and Thompson.
Yeah.
They're just beefing it out.
And they're just vibing.
Chapter 2,
Pure beef.
they have pure beef. No clear rules. Ah, yes.
It's over.
The next sessions went okay, but something was becoming clearer and clearer. Harold was a very competitive and proud player. He was not here to follow the story, he was here to dominate the game. Due to the fact that I created the game mechanics myself, it was very simple and unclear. Harold took advantage of that, trying to add miniguns on the back of his robotic character, giving him the ability to wipe the map clean of any enemies in a few turns. And me, young, shy DM, was unable to say no. Meanwhile, the other players didn't get to shoot on anything because everything was basically dead before they could draw their weapons. In the end, I was very lucky because Harold grew bored of his character and had it transferred as an NPC while he created a new one. Yeah, I had the same issue early on with Escape Wars, where there wasn't really clear rule sets or what was possible and what wasn't possible. We were kind of
Hmm.
just throwing shit at the wall to see what worked. And that causes weird situations exactly like that. We have characters that, are too slow into initiative, and so they're always at the bottom of the turn order. And the people that have been gaming the system or trying to break it, they get their turns, and then the combat's over. We move on to other things.
50 trigger combo. I win.
Yeah, pretty
What's my
much.
reward for combat?
Yeah, let me loot the bodies.
We can't. You obliterated them.
Yeah.
uh, he has whole chapters on Harold and Thompson separately.
I know the Thompson files and the Herald files.
Thompson is very short, but Harold has 2 full paragraphs.
Oh, jeez.
Damn it, Harold.
Harold.
What did you
God
do?
damn.
Right?
Run.
Harold, fast forward 2 years later. The game really grew. The story
2
unfolded.
years.
2 years.
Man, he can put up with a lot of shit.
Right?
That's a long
Right?
time.
To have Harold in your party, yeah.
That is indeed a very long time.
The story unfolded, its first chapter having ended, revealing new alien civilizations, new planets, new factions, and a lot of new
New
intrigues.
Herald.
I hope a new Harold. Boy better have grown up. I
New
developed
year, new Harold.
I developed the game mechanics to render them more viable and more fair to everyone. Now everything was a lot more stable. The rules were clearer, and the game was a lot more balanced than in the beginning. The main plot
Okay.
ended, and with that, the players were projected into different side quests. In one session, where it was just me and Harold, for the sake of the plot, I proposed him to play a female NPC that had to convince a corrupted police chief of a human colony to give her some information, as his own character was doing something else at the time. He was okay with it. Keep in mind that this NPC was also a police officer, and she had a very honorable personality with strong moral values. I already don't like where this is going because he had to
Yeah.
imply
I don't like this either.
Yeah.
this
I
session
don't like
still.
where
This
any of
is
this is
this is
going.
how he starts the second paragraph. This session still haunts me. Period.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
That's never a good sign.
God,
No.
poor first time DM, poor little boy. For
Well,
some
now it's been
reason,
2 years,
yeah,
so
he's still child. Still child. For some reason, I, a 17-year-old virgin boy, why?
Oh,
Why are you,
oh jeez.
was first
Jeez.
forced,
For the tidbits.
was first forced to listen to Harold's IRL sex life. He would,
I.
Like about it, not listening directly to it, right?
I, I don't know. I haven't gotten that far
Surely.
yet, but surely he talked about it. Not, anyway, uh, he was a 40-year-old guy, married since 2 or 3 years. Only 2 or 3 years?
That's a miracle.
But there he is, or there he was, talking to me about how he was regularly cheating on his wife, somebody with
ah,
whom I had played during one instance. I was lost as why he was telling me that, but he was adding more strange details, in parentheses, for example. He described that his mistress was a black woman with 2 kids, and that black women were more savage. What?
My guy?
Excuse me?
Savage.
What is.
Wow.
I.
Why are you telling this to a kid?
I don't like this.
Why? This is awful.
I don't like this bit.
I don't like Harold. Hello?
Harold's a bitch.
Harold is a bitch. Who's this?
hi Halos, we're on stream.
Oh, hey, Halos.
Yeah, Halos, we're live.
We're listening to
Live.
a racist man, I think, or Maybe not.
A
I don't.
tutor, at least.
I don't know. Like,
It's giving
Oh, cool. Which one?
racist.
It's giving
it's
It
racist.
giving
is kind
racist,
of
it's
giving
giving
racist, yeah.
fetishization. It's
That for sure.
what more is
What do
on the
you?
list?
Hold on. I need more context than that.
I'll back up a little bit. I'll back up a
We're
little bit.
we're
Harold.
reading D horror stories.
Yeah. So Halos, we're streaming and we're reading D&D horror stories.
Uh-huh.
It's your time.
Oh.
So he
I
starts.
understand completely now.
Oh, you lost the fight, Raina. Good try.
I did.
So, we're now fast forwarding 2 years into a campaign of D&D, or I guess a tabletop RPG, which is completely original to this guy. He they're done with the main campaign. They're doing side quests to just continue playing, and this player named Harold is trying to. His character's busy, so he asked him, "Do you mind playing this NPC, this woman officer, who needs to convince a corrupt police chief to give some information?" Uh, and the officer's personality is honorable and strong moral values. Okay.
I don't like this plot.
He,
None of us
he
do.
starts this paragraph with, "This session still haunts me." Period. For some reason,
Oh boy.
yeah, get ready. For some reason, I, a 17-year-old virgin boy, was first forced to listen to Harold's IRL sex life.
Oh,
What?
He was,
What?
yeah, hold on, it gets better. He was a 40-year-old
How does it
guy.
get better?
Yeah. He was a 40-year-old guy, married since 2 or 3 years, so he's only been married 2 or 3 years. But there he was, talking to me about how he was regularly cheating on his wife, somebody with whom I had played with during one instance. I was lost as to why he was telling me that, but he was adding more strange details. Parentheses, for example, he described that his mistress was a black woman with 2 kids, and that black women were more savage.
I, I,
Huh?
I.
Huh?
It's
Oh
really not
no.
better hearing it a second time.
It's
I
not.
think it's
It really
worse,
isn't.
I think it's
actually.
worse the second time around, yeah.
I, you know what? Have a good day.
Yeah, that's not even half the paragraph.
Huh? Oh no.
When your DM becomes your
Oh
therapist.
God.
When you're
Where am
TM.
I going? I think I need therapy.
Yeah. So he says, I was completely choked, and while I should have just ended the session then and there, I continued and introduced him to his character for this session, the female police officer. He arrived in front of his target, the police chief, and out of nowhere, undressed his character.
Uh, I'm sorry?
Huh?
He then, he then he then proceeded to talk with the police chief, telling him that his friends bought him a sex worker, started to touch him.
I
Yeah,
I,
ignoring the fact that I,
I'm
a minor
so
at the time,
I'm
hold on, give it a second.
let it cook.
A
Let it
minor
cook
at
the
the
house.
yeah, don't let him cook though. A minor at the time was expected to RP whatever this was for the 40-year-old. This was breaking everything. The characters, personality, the tone of the story. I ended the session shortly after because frankly, I was not able to GM this kind of thing. I kept
my
Harold
comfortability is broken. Most definitely.
I kept Harold
what
from any female characters after that because it became quite apparent that he viewed women as no more than walking vaginas.
I
I,
see.
I didn't exclude him
That
from
is.
the game or anything, as I hadn't really told him that these kinds of behavior were prohibited, which I should have.
Oh,
You
honey.
should not have to say that, bruh.
No,
you really shouldn't.
really,
Yeah.
that should just
No,
be
you
standard.
shouldn't.
Holy.
You should just know.
Like, are
We
Yeah.
got
say
a
that.
walking alpha over here.
Yeah, right.
First off, your DM is 17.
Yeah. Oh
He's a
God.
kid.
Oh god, I think I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah. I hope Thompson's chapter is way better than Harold's.
Yeah, is
I
Harold
think I'm
still
scared of
going?
D&D now.
No. Don't be
I mean,
scared
you
of
said
D&D.
Thompson's chapter was like shorter, didn't you?
Yeah, it's only one paragraph, whereas Harold's was 2 full-ass paragraphs.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Jesus Christ. Thompson, on the other side of the galaxy, was creating his own problems. He was in a group with other players and followed them. For some reason, in every instance, especially during combat, he was taking the worst decisions possible, often putting his friends at risk without realizing it. Parentheses, for example, Thompson sometimes refused to attack, stating that he was preparing for his enemy's next attack, but not asking for any bonuses or counteractions, just standing there. He was often laughed at by other players for this strange decision, and often resulted in his death, or at least in his character being injured. Thompson didn't take this bullying well, but never left, and just continued to make the most counterintuitive actions possible while multiple players insulted him. One sentence that
What
stuck out with me was a player telling him, "Remember me to never, or remind me to never play in your group again." It does say remember me, but I think he means remind.
was he aura farming on
You know what? That's my favorite sentence.
like
Remember me to remind.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Remember me to never play in your group again. I never had the courage to stood up for him and speak with the ones laughing at him, and while I talked multiple times with him about his character actions, he never changed and continued to get killed every 2 or 3 sessions.
Jesus.
Poor
I
Thompson.
feel like he was just okay. He sounds like he was just trying to have fun
Yeah.
at this point,
Sounds like a
and I
pretty
feel like
bummer
it's
idea.
pretty mean of them to just keep making fun of him for not really, you know,
Yeah.
understanding what he's doing in D&D. I guess.
yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
character that would flip a coin, and if it landed on tails, he wouldn't do anything because of his superstition. But even then, I would
You know what?
tell
That's fair.
I would tell
That's
the
good
DM.
character.
Yeah. Even then, I would tell the DM that I would, prepare an attack action if anybody attacked me,
That's fair.
because I didn't want to ruin the game for other people. But the character just wouldn't take an action on his turn.
Hmm.
Uh, that's fair. That at least gives it a more realistic sense.
Yeah, like you're not gonna stand there and just be fucking stabbed and be like, "Oh, why?"
How could you do
Oh,
this
why'd
to
you do
me?
that? And then just look at them confused.
Yeah. God. So this one wasn't marked as a horror story or anything. This was supposed to be a decent story. Still had horror elements to it.
Yeah.
This is what I get
Oh
for
boy.
not reading any of these ahead of time.
Yeah.
This is what I
Or
get for
going
knowing how to
blind.
read.
This is what I get for understanding English that's said to me.
Right.
I should have never learned how to read. This is some bullshit.
God, I wasn't ready for Harold. I thought this was going to be wholesome. It was not.
I thought so
It was
too.
yeah, I didn't.
Story. It says so in the title, doesn't it?
No, the title was simple. It was my first time as a GM in a TTRPG. He was just explaining some difficulties of running his own TTRPG as a kid.
You'd think
Harold just
someone
happens
Ah,
to
saying
well,
be
that
one of
sounds
remember
those
would
very
have
innocuous.
this
difficulties.
bad of a story.
Well, that sounds very harmless. I'm sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry for your loss. It's
God.
crazy.
I'm sorry for your loss of innocence and sense of mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We have innocence left?
So the next 2 stories I have lined up, one is called a game tale, which usually is just an explanation of how a campaign went. And the other is a
Uh-huh.
horror story.
Oh boy.
Any votes?
Any votes?
I'm down for Game Tale.
Game tale?
Yeah.
Like the first option that is not the horror story.
Well, the game tale even kind of sounds horrific to me, but I've been in the situation that they're explaining, and it was bad at the time, but now I don't give a shit.
Oh. Oh.
So the two titles I'm looking at,
Interesting.
after more than a decade of playing Dungeons and Dragons together, our long-running group abruptly fell apart, and two lifelong best friends
Uh-huh.
never spoke again.
Oh, it's this one.
Oh, geez, this one.
And the other one is,
I don't think I've heard this one.
am I the asshole for yelling at my newbie party for not moving the story along?
Yes.
I would like to change my vote.
Which one do you want?
I like the asshole newbie one.
You wanna see why he yelled at them?
I'm curious.
All right.
You know what? That's fair. I kind of want to see why he yelling at them too.
All right. Am I the asshole? Um,
Yep.
this series of events is a few months old at this point, yet it still feels fresh in my mind, and I don't know whether or not I was wrong for doing any of the things I did. This was posted 1 year ago.
Oh no.
This tale
Um,
starts at the beginning, session 0. I had found a group of boys wanting to learn how to play D&D. At the same time, another person came into the group to teach them as well. Let's call him DM, because he was the DM. After going over the basic rules, we created our characters. Mine was a tiefling hexblade warlock. Her backstory was that she was from the astral plane and had a great sword that made her immortal. Not in the way that made her unkillable, she just didn't age. Uh, we also had a
okay.
We also had a druid, a paladin, a rogue, a barbarian, and a bard. This is a stacked party. This DM better be
Yeah.
experienced. Um, the druid was possessed by mushrooms, and the barbarian was overtaken by rust, and now he can make rust-based attacks. The others?
Rust-based attacks.
I
What
wish I
does
could.
that mean?
I don't know. The others? I wish I could tell you, but I'm not even sure. What?
So I'm thinking like, okay, as he punches them, like he scuffs them with his rust and gives them tetanus and bleeding.
No, you've got lockjaw?
Yeah.
God. Um, the others, I wish I could tell you, but I'm not even sure if they made a backstory. Session 1, and we start in a casino, the Elder Scrolls world. Yes, a casino. This session doesn't have anything of note, besides the fact that the party, after seeing the hole in the wall that was blatantly the way forward, they decided to keep gambling and not move forward. To a point, I had to drag them by the collar to move the story along. So this isn't even a DM. This is another player who is asking if they're the asshole.
Oh.
Yike.
After coming down the hole, we ended up in a cave. All was good until the druid had the bright idea to use earth trimmer for no reason. He also he also tried to use earth trimmer for everything, keep in mind. But a
What?
stalactite came loose and fell on his head, killing him. Like, literally dead.
You didn't have to word it like that, but you know what?
Literally
I got
dead.
you.
That's so like just abrupt.
Yeah. Though the DM told him to not make a new character just yet, we did find a coin that revived him, and he came back to life. At the same time, we angered a giant spider, but the bard managed to seduce the spider, allowing us to get away. Of course, the bard seduced the spider. What else are they useful for?
Easy.
I don't know, support spells?
Support spell. When do they do it though?
Dang.
Can I get a bardic
I
inspiration that
do.
isn't you trying to seduce me, please?
Yeah?
No.
Keep this bard player right now.
We had two reactions. Yeah and no.
No.
The two sides of the coin.
hmm
One's a horny bard, the other one's just here.
We finally exit. We finally exit the cave and find two royal guards patrolling a boat. They looked dangerous, so I wanted to go in for a non-violent discussion, trying not to seem deadly to these people. The others had a different idea. Combat starts, and we manage to defeat the guards. And now that we have a free boat, we can finally leave the island that we wanted to. Did we? No. The rest of the
Oh.
party wanted to do anything else but leave. The druid climbed a tree to find a cat that they had all tried to eat. Eventually, I
Um,
took the cat and adopted him as my own. And the bard found a guard room with suspicious chicken nuggets.
Why are they
Chicken
suspicious?
I
nuggets?
don't know.
Why
I
are
love
they
that.
suspicious?
After trying to eat everything, including sand, I had to drag everyone to the boat. Before I continue the annoyance I had to experience, I do want to talk about the dungeon master. The DM used a modified version of D&D to make it easier for the others. Me excluded since I was the veteran of the group. Combat was at best interesting, if it didn't take 3/4 of the game. And with hazards, specifically with rolls, we didn't really get to roll to survive. This was the reason the druid died earlier. Once we land on unfamiliar shores, we meet a man from a dock village. Everyone called him Chris Pratt.
Um,
Okay.
Chris Pratt told us he could lead us to his village because of a he could lead us to his village because of the calamity that involved a large ogre taking their stuff, including humans. So we agreed to help. So it says could, but I think they meant couldn't.
oh.
We camped out for the night as traveling in darkness was dangerous. Me and Chris Pratt went to find wood for a fire, so I took the time to talk with him for info. He was closed off at best. He eventually asked me about my backstory, but since everyone else thought he was talking to them, they all started talking over each other about who they are. Our barbarian, who I'll call Rusty, decided to do a snarky quip telling him he came from your mom.
Yes.
Chris Pratt yeah, your mom. This is a good group. Chris Pratt shoved him, clearly offended, but Rusty decided to take his sword out and swing at him.
Uh, wh-
Why
why?
would you do that?
I don't know.
His
His sword was stolen for
I
the
am
night.
so an important character.
sword was stolen for the night.
Uh,
Deserved.
yeah,
Um,
for real. What's up, Halos?
yep.
I think he was just saying noises.
Okay. Morning came and we were ambushed by bandits, which were quickly dispatched. But after looting the bodies, they decided to fuck off and do whatever. Rusty decided to try to slash at Chris Pratt again, which caused him to take the sword and throw it into the bush. Rusty and the bard went to get it while the rest of us left him behind, but the two started to pants each other repeatedly.
Huh?
I.
What?
How old are these
Why?
players?
I
What is the
What is the
what is the
point of
reasoning?
I don't know. They've got to be high school, maybe.
Yeah.
like they gotta be like like freshmen
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
freshman, sophomore, maybe.
at the most?
After 5 minutes of pantsing each other, they decided to go to the rest of us to pants them. We were quickly sidetracked by all of them pantsing each other. I could tell the DM was getting frustrated with them, because I was too. I had enough of them sidetracking the campaign over and over again, so I slammed my fist into the table and yelled at them to simply play the fucking game, and if they wanted to fuck off and do their own thing, they can, but they joined the Dungeon Master's world, and we expected them to at least play with the world. After that, we quickly went back on track. We eventually made it to the village where they were sacrificing someone on a stake. I went up to talk to one of the village people to figure out what's going on. It was met with an unnecessary amount of hostility. Instead, Chris Pratt tried to talk to the leader, which went into an argument. After feeling useless all this time and instead of used for combat and forcing people on the path, I decided to take things into my own hands, trying to get everyone's attention to tell them we're gonna kill the ogre. But without a roll, everyone shunned me. Just straight up, everyone turned away, just ignoring me. At this point, I had enough. So I sat down and just waited to have at least some roleplay agency. Chris Pratt got everyone's attention the same way, and everyone listened. Reluctantly, might I add. The DM said I could say something now, but instead I just sat and waited for something that made me feel like I mattered. The session ended, and I never came back to the group.
Oh man.
There are things I left out that also added to me leaving. First off, the misgendering. I am trans femme, though I was non-binary at the time, and my character was clearly a woman. The others just kept referring to me as a guy. The second,
Oh.
my only use being in combat, since I was the only player that knew the rules, I was the MVP in combat. Nothing else. I love roleplay more than combat. I love to roleplay at any point there was a chance, so having to be the rules lawyer made me feel bad. The third and final part was the constant resistance from Rusty. Rusty tried so hard to be a murder hobo. He instigated the fight with the royal guards and constantly tried to attack any NPC we met. He was by far the most difficult person I had to babysit. Looking back, I felt like I shouldn't have been so rude to them. They're new players. They were having fun. I wanted to have fun too, I just wanted to keep the game on track. Maybe I should have been a guide for them besides only I had problems with them while they were having fun. That's what D&D is all about anyway, having fun. I'm really not sure. Was I right to be like this? That's a tougher
I
call
feel like
than
the crash out's valid though.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
That's
feel
a
like
valid
that's
crash
definitely
out.
valid.
It's a tougher call because
Yeah.
I thought this was a DM at first who
I
was yelling at
also
their
thought it was a
players,
DM.
So did I.
Like the title.
but with it being another
But
player,
Again, valid crash.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Let's go to the comments for this one. Top comment. It's a hard one. I know it's easy to lose your temper in this game, and I've done so too. I'd say that the problem, usually in these situations, lies in the DM. If I were him, I'd have talked to you about what happened and tried to find a solution so I could carry on the game. If it were the other way around, and it was you, I'd have tried talking to the DM and asked him if he was happy running a game like this, or if he would also rather stay on track. I know railroading is a serious sin, but sometimes with newbies, the DM needs to at least try to nudge players in the right direction. And in extreme circumstances, a little bit of railroading isn't a bad thing if it leads to a better and more open gameplay.
It did kind of seem like the DM wasn't really doing anything to
I feel like what really
get them
matters
on the right
the
track.
most is that you're having fun while making progress.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be a balance of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I do feel like it might have been a failing of the DM because that's a lot of players, first of all.
Yeah.
True.
And it seemed pretty stacked with what he was dealing with because he had to teach and move the whole thing along. It's kind of hard too
Yeah.
with kids, people that young or that seem that young, because you can have your exposition, you can do your story explanation, but they're still going to talk to each other and be like, "Oh, can I do this? Can I do that?" Even if you're trying to explain something.
yeah.
And that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so I completely caught sideways on both of these stories so far.
Yeah.
None of these were what we've been expecting so far.
Right?
Just like, surprise.
It was me the
My
whole
friend
time,
says not
Dio.
the asshole.
God damn it.
That's my thought on that. Not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think I can find too much fault with that. It was a shitty. I think if anybody's the asshole, everyone's the asshole in that
Yeah,
situation.
there's just not enough agency in any for like anyone at all to like say anything about it.
Yeah, that was a tough call. Damn, even after a year though, there's only like 6 comments, and it's replies to the top comments, so it's not really anything I can go
Yeah.
over.
How recent was it?
A year ago,
Oh,
Year.
that's
yeah.
hmm,
Yeah. Just yeah.
Ah,
just yeah.
damn.
Full F, yeah.
So next up, next up we have the decade of playing where the two best friends never spoke again, or am I in danger of main character syndrome?
I need to know how these two friends never spoke again.
Yeah.
All right. So after more than a decade of playing Dungeons and Dragons together, our long-running group abruptly fell apart, and two lifelong best friends never spoke again. We had been playing D&D 5e since the starter set launched in 2013. Every Thursday was game night. Same 3 core players, same excitement, same ritual of showing up no matter how tired we were. A few people came and went, but the core stayed strong. We grew incredibly close, not only as players, but as friends who spent time together outside the game. I don't like how this is starting already, Pidge.
Yeah.
It's scary.
It's sounding fucking familiar.
Yeah.
I don't.
Do you have anything you want to say?
I have concerns.
Yeah. What are your thought process now going into it? What do you
Well,
think's gonna happen?
because we started playing D&D, Mimek and Shugo, when
Yeah.
when 5e dropped, because I was like, hey, I want to get back into D&D, and I don't like 4th edition, and 5e just dropped.
Yeah.
And yes, we've been playing ever since, and it was
Yeah.
10 years after that when shit hit the fan.
Uh-huh.
Ah,
So I'm concerned now. Who could this be? I don't know an Ill River 7031, so it's got to be a
Oh,
throwaway account.
edgy name.
It is an edgy name.
keep, keep reading and you'll see if it gets familiar.
I don't like it. All right, I gotta get my comfy
I
blanket
hope it
on.
gets familiar. I hope it gets uncomfortably
I
familiar for
look,
you.
if a motherfucker says Leon anywhere in this, I'm moving on, going to a different story.
No, we have to finish it.
Ugh, okay. All right. I'm okay.
These kids are
I'm scared. Okay. We grew incredibly close, not only as players, but as friends who spent time together outside the game. One of our proudest achievements was a long campaign set in a fully homebrewed world. We'd played one arc years earlier, shaping a small settlement into a thriving capital. I'm not liking it. It was local, grounded storytelling, and I loved it. For a new campaign, we returned a century later to that same world with new characters, seeing how our past heroes had become legends and NPCs. It was brilliant world building, and our DM put his heart into it.
Are you
Uh,
okay, Leon?
Still familiar, or how close to the sun are we getting?
look, I need a second here.
If you hear the word rune or op, don't
Yeah.
cry.
I'm okay.
No, it seems that this is familiar.
I hope it stops. Eventually, after another few years of playing, we reached the grand finale. Colossal threats, elemental chaos spilling into the world, the whole high-level package. My character had a complicated history with one of the major NPCs, originally the villain, but later revealed to have been acting with harsh but necessary motives. Secretly, my character still wanted revenge. During the final battle, while he was focused on maintaining a crucial ritual, I told the group off table I planned to strike. Not everyone loved the idea, but they allowed it for the sake of the story. The villain was concentrating on an important ritual which bought us time to act. I struck the blow, was overwhelmed by the arcane power of the ritual, and against all odds rolled a natural 20 that successfully concluded the ritual. My character bowed, apologized, and was ultimately forgiven. Forgiveness for a character who could not forgive themselves, it was poetic. Plus, some players allowed me to threaten their personal goal for the adventure for my character arc, which I was grateful for. It felt wholesome. It's still kind of on track.
Yeah.
So we're as close as Mercury to the sun.
Oh, yeah, we're
Gotcha.
getting really, really
Oh
close.
no.
And I have wax wings at this point.
Yeah. Keep going.
After that epic conclusion, we prepared for a fresh campaign in an entirely new world. One full of mysteries, unknown gods, and strange rules of magic that even our characters didn't understand. We all came from an entirely non-magical world, so it felt like stepping into uncharted territory. I was excited for the slower pace and the sense of discovery. The whole table was. It was a welcome change to the grand existential threats we faced before. Nope, we're back on Earth. We're fine.
We're
We're
back.
good.
Yeah.
We moved
You're
away.
safe.
It's not us. Yay!
It's not us.
Don't worry, that was just a rising action.
Right. We also welcomed a new player, someone known to the group. Though the relationships weren't the smoothest, they were new to D&D and played a character who was intentionally difficult and slow to trust. I had planned a similar arc for my own character, so at first the tension between characters actually felt natural and interesting. I was patient, as I knew that the initial tension meant only so much more satisfaction. When the shell finally cracked and we saw the true character behind that mask, I was in for the long game. But outside the story, the table dynamic became more strained. Some players struggled with the abrasive character choices, became impatient. Discussions after sessions grew longer and more emotional. I tried acting as a mediator, talking individually with people, answering hour-long voice messages, trying to keep things calm and
Gee.
focused on fun, but it's become clear that real-life frustrations were starting to mix with in-game conflicts.
Yikes.
I tried to get the new player to speed up character growth for the sake of the game, but they didn't listen. Said that it didn't feel real if they sped it up. I even set aside my character traits, becoming the mediator in game as well, completely disregarding my character arc and growth for the sake of keeping the game together. But the issue had already transcended the table, bled into real life. The DM, usually great at adapting to the group's pace, seemed worn down by the growing tension. The campaign moved quickly toward a larger global plot to force the group to focus on the plot rather than the friction between characters. Good idea, but the DM introduced an immensely powerful druid meant to guide us. But in our early low level, slow discovering phase, the group wasn't ready for that kind of direction. The mismatch created friction as we felt railroaded and powerless to make our own decisions. We wanted to discover, to earn the pieces and bits of information we found out about the world and the powers that came with it. We did not want the spoon fed by a know it all mentor who offered training and knowledge for free, just by talking to a well of infinite everything. When we expressed that the mentor felt out of place, it hit a sensitive nerve in the DM. Our aversion for his mentor was mistaken for a general disinterest in the whole world. Tempers rose, criticism and emotion spilled over, and arguments became personal. For the first time in 10 years, our weekly tradition came to a halt. Because of romantic partnerships within the group, opinions split into two camps. I continued trying to mediate and helping everyone find a way forward, but decisions had already started forming behind the scenes. The criticism had stung too deeply. Eventually, one side decided that the everyone who criticized the DM should be removed from the group. The message wasn't delivered gently, and in the fallout, I too was pushed out for speaking up and trying to keep everyone together, and for calling them childish in the process. Just like that, a decade old table and a lifelong friendship within it shattered. Two sides formed, blocked each other's personal messages, and haven't exchanged a word since. It's been 2 years. If there's a lesson here, it's this. D&D is a game built on cooperation. Stories are made together, not at each other's expense. A fun table requires flexibility, patience, and the willingness to adjust to your playstyle for the people beside you. Don't let pride or frustration tear apart something beautiful. You've got dragons to slay and peasants to save. Together. Gods, how I miss them.
That was really wholesome and sad.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was very sad at the end.
Damn.
it's very
Oh,
realistic.
that hit something in my
Oh
heart,
man.
dude.
Oh
Ah,
man.
let's see if there's anything good in the comments here.
Oh, tears.
Uh, person Abel Weil posts, that sounds incredibly childish. Does your group consist of a bunch of 10-year-old kids? Because my group fights all the time. My best friends and I ended up yelling at each other pretty much every campaign, and I have told him to fuck off and never come play D&D with us ever again before. And yet, still friends, still hang out every week because we are adults and can separate D&D drama from our normal lives. Eh, fuck that guy, honestly. Like, some friendships
Yeah,
can handle that. Others, like long-term relationships, like real relationships, if you don't express what you're going to be, what you have problems with, you cause resentment without course, right? So you haven't brought
yeah,
up, hey, I don't like it when you don't do the dishes after I cook. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't bring it up. Nobody said anything, and now you're sitting there like, why haven't they done the dishes? I cooked every day. this builds this tension, this frustration, um, this sentiment that they should know. They should just know. I haven't said anything, but in your head, you've had this conversation so many times. It would be great if they just did the dishes, and eventually that does spill over, and that one little thing can cause such resentment that the things that you liked about the other person, you now hate because it just reminds you of this one resentment that you have. So that relationship falls apart. It's what happened here. There was resentment and it built
Yep.
over time and it split the whole group. Like the DM was resenting the players for um not exploring, not getting what they needed out of it. And then, like, okay, let's
Mhm.
let's get it away from the out of character tension. Let's, kickstart this story. And then the criticism about his mentor character was more or less he felt criticism of his world. So
Yeah, that sounds lame.
yeah, so it was just a bunch of resentment that could have been handled better.
I feel so bad for the original poster because they did say they would try to be like the mediator between some groups too. So it was like it's not
Yeah.
even direct communication between the people who had problems with each other. Like,
True. They have telephone.
Well, when they said they were mediating, it was already past that point where it could be fixed.
yeah. It's like if you got issues at a table, you gotta like be totally upfront with that.
Yeah, you
Yep.
you got to come to the table with the problems and talk it out.
Like there is such a thing as pivoting for both the health of the table and also just the health of like either the story or like just the IRL friendship. Because it's like at the end of the day, it really is still just a game where we're all coming together and vibing. So it's like if there's something that might potentially be wrong with it or something that might like cause any form of issue, I feel like everyone would appreciate it so much more if it was just brought to light.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. If it was just brought up, as soon as the first, I don't like that. Like whenever I guess it's the one time I'll agree with the ick. The first time you get the ick about something that's going on, bring it up.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep.
Everything can be adjusted. A ruined friendship,
My
not
back.
easy.
Mhm.
My back.
What?
I said my back.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
broke it.
God.
Oh man.
But now it'd be lunchtime.
Have fun.
What was the other story?
The other story, am I in danger of main character syndrome?
Oh boy.
Oh yay.
Oh boy.
At least this person sounds kind of self-aware.
I'm so terrified.
I like am I in danger of, like, are they devolving?
Like,
What it sounds
Yeah.
like.
it's like, is
Have
there
you noticed
something
that
wrong with
characters
me?
evolving in D&D and they need to
Am I
like
the problem?
Am
stop
I the problem?
themselves?
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe this might not be as bad. I
Yeah,
feel
right?
like I have faith.
I'm scared. I
Okay.
want to have faith, but like
We've had a wholesome one finally. That's nice. Um, sad but wholesome. So let's see here. So I joined a new what? I joined a new in-person tabletop game, 5e Dungeons and Dragons. I'm playing a tiefling, Oath of Devotion paladin of Ilmater. I know, paladin. Please hold judgment till I explain.
Crazy.
You good, boy?
no, I
That
don't
was
think
crazy.
so.
What was
Also,
that?
paladin with main character syndrome is
It was a
crazy
coworker.
work.
Paladins do
Yeah.
have. Oh, it was okay. Paladins do have main character syndrome though. That's very common.
Yeah.
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 So everyone in the group has been super chill so far, and best of all, they've just openly accepted me as a fellow guy. As a trans
Oh.
man who is newly out, this has been really cool. But that said, I'm still getting used to what is broing around, and what is actual critique veiled as humor. Quote, I am also autistic, so that doesn't help.
Oh.
Yikes! Yikes!
I love the term broing around though.
Yeah, broing
Yeah.
around's real.
Yeah.
So two of the players have been out a lot due to life stuff, and so we took a little side quest detour into a tower that is overrun with devils. Here is where our party build becomes important. A Goliath Way of Shadows monk normally does main damage in combat due to his abilities. A human assassin rogue, who's a new player, also a kid. A halfling life domain cleric of Kelemvor, main healer. And then me, as I mentioned, a tiefling paladin. Not going to mention that that means you're a tank? Alright, you're just going to let us all assume?
It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Everyone knows.
Also, fucking way they said Way of Shadow Goliath?
Yeah, a Goliath who is a Way of Shadows monk,
That's terrifying.
right?
Imagine just a big man teleporting out of the shadows to stranglehold you, dude. What the fuck? Like, okay, I'm
Fine.
sorry, I want to switch teams.
Right? So I've gotten...
Immediately teleports behind you, says nothing personnel kid, and then suplexes you.
Right. Yeah, they could too. Shit, they're a monk.
JoJo moment.
So I've gotten incredibly useful here because A, I have Divine Smite, Aura of Protection, and a high AC. B, I speak Infernal. And C, mine and the cleric's abilities really complement each other. So our Shadow Monk, who has been missing a lot of his hits and his darkness abilities do nothing because the enemies all have Devil Sight. Our Rogue is a new player and is still learning strategies, so he gets down a lot. And meanwhile, I've been on a lucky streak with my favorite 3 dice sets, and the Cleric has had amazing concentration rolls to keep up Spirit Guardians. Yeah, that's fair.
Nice.
Uh, and into that my character has trauma related to devils and the hells in his backstory. He was originally used in the first half of Descent into Avernus, and the DM approved that as part of his backstory since he and the cleric were late to joining the party. And that because he worships Ilmater, he has had a lot of interactions involving putting himself between the devils and their captives. So you can see how when Monk started saying in a sort of teasing tone, uh-oh, we need our main character, and looked at me and Cleric every time combat or RP begins, or when I have to miss a session to do work saying, no, come on, man, we need our main character or we're dead, I would worry that I was spotlight stealing. Now, for fairness, because I'm hyper aware about this, I've been trying to defer to Monk and Rogue as far as direction and planning goes. But Monk's character isn't particularly religious or familiar with devils, and Rogue is a new player. So, on character, they often turn the choice back on me or Cleric because they would naturally believe the religious classes would know more about this. But still, that only makes me worry more that I'm overstepping. So, what do you think? Am I reading too much into playing ribbing or playful ribbing, or is there something I could do to step back without leaving the party without abilities they need in this scenario?
Ooh.
From how they explained it, it seems like it's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It seems
seem
like they're
like
really
anyone has
reading
an
into
issue
it.
with them. Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like playful ribbing, some broing
Yeah.
around, as they said. Um, I've had this same feeling sometimes when I was a player uh, in Mech's campaign because the group that we play with, they don't like to make decisions, or they'll take the hour and a half to discuss whether or not to cross the river, if you know what I mean.
They're incredibly
Oh.
passive when it comes to getting stuff done.
And
I
I
see.
make
They're in the perpetual state of will we or do we not? Do we or do we not?
Yeah, they're in that state quite often, and so my characters are usually like, I try to opposition their opinions. So they're gung ho, like, it doesn't matter if it's the right choice or not. Let's make a choice and deal with the consequences, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So my character ends up suggesting something, whether it be wildly impossible or, just let's cross the river. Um,
Yeah.
and a lot of the time, I feel like I'm railroading as a player, becoming the leader when I don't want to or need to be because it's not, my week as the protagonist or with the spotlight. So I try to stay silent a lot of the time now as a player to give other people's options, but then I end up sitting here scrolling TikTok for a while. Um, I understand where they're coming from, I guess is what I'm saying, and I don't think in this instance they are suffering main character.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It did
Especially
seem
because it seems like
oh good.
I was gonna say, especially because it seems like they are still trying to like actively include everyone, and they're just defaulting back to them and the cleric because of the characters they have or the knowledge they have.
Mm.
So that also falls to the other players to speak up and be like, "Hey, I want to make this decision," and then you can talk out the decision.
Yeah, and sometimes during play the dice are going to be mean to you, and in in a situation where you should be good at something, the dice are going to make you bad at it.
Perception awareness.
The dice are going to betray you. So even if even if you're the quote main character, you're not always going to be in that situation where you are going to be the most useful. Somebody else is
Mhm.
going to get the spotlight, and the dice will decide that.
Yeah.
Um, so you don't have to overly worry about it. If you if you have the information, if your character is the religious type, speaks the language, sure, for the little side quest that we're going on, we need you. You are important. Um, but once we get back to the main story where your religion and languages aren't that important, you're probably not going to be the head guy anymore.
Yeah.
And if the DM is an experienced DM, he probably did this situation on purpose. You're a new
Yeah. It's
person
like
to
a
the
little
group.
mini arc.
Yeah. And you're a new person to the group, so to help you get, accepted in and let you experience the fun of it, he probably built the story arc, the little side quest, based on your character's religion, backstory, and languages you speak. He's got your character sheet. He knows what's on there.
That is true. You do got
Someone
your character
hasn't
sheet.
helped.
Shit, most of the other guys might be in on it. Um,
Honestly,
yeah, I like that story. That's a good story.
that was actually pretty
One
cool.
day,
That wasn't as bad
one
as
day I might
the
DM,
ones we
and
started.
I'll just cause one character to literally just blow up,
You
and it's gonna
probably
be a plot device.
you probably will. I'll have you roll something and kill somebody.
That
Hell
would be
yeah,
so much fun.
that's all I wanted.
Mm.
Big boom.
I'm worried. I'm worried about the next couple of ones because the one that I want to read has no punctuation. It is.
Oh
Oh,
no.
so
Oh,
they tried to like
oh,
pitch.
oh no,
It's just one big
that's
paragraph.
Fine.
Oh,
that's not a
oh
good
no.
indicator of whether or not they're stressed.
Oh boy.
And the other one is really long. The
Give
really
me the one with no punctuation.
no punctuation. So that one I am also afraid to read for another reason. So the title, it's in horror stories.
Uh huh.
The title is A
Oh.
Tale of Betrayal and Filth.
Oh
Filth?
God.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
that
And
was the one
Phil.
I was confused on.
You know what? I may be eating, but I stick with my decision.
And to to Pidge's earlier remark, it apparently is also in Curse of Strahd.
Oh.
Oh, it was this one.
No, that was a different one I was talking about before.
It was? Oh
Yeah,
shit. Why
Curse
is it always Curse of Strahd
Curse of
then?
Strahd is cursed.
Yeah, because it's cursed.
Sigh.
Okay, we'll read the Betrayal and Filth. Let
Hell yeah, just from broad.
me get a drink of my Dr Pepper beforehand. This I see run-on sentences.
I
Mentally
I
prepare yourself.
once I once did do a Curse of Strahd campaign.
Did you make it?
Uh I did. We did make it to Strahd, though. Like the campaign literally just ended as we got to the castle because everyone was having a lot of like they could not appear by the
Oh,
time
Hence, you
So
never
I
finished Curse of Strahd.
You guys met Strahd a
yeah,
couple times, didn't you,
technically.
Pidge?
They're doing Shugo's campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I danced with
Shugo had a
Strahd,
You danced with
and
Strahd?
I
Shugo's
even I danced with Strahd, and I also got offered to be one of his concubines.
Nice.
Oh.
You took that though,
Oh
right?
yeah, we love them
No,
concubines.
absolutely not.
What?
My character hates. My character despises vampires.
Aw.
Damn.
Still a
No,
better love story than Twilight.
you're
It's a
so
low
right. You're
bar.
so
It's a
right.
low bar.
It's a very low bar. I think it's buried actually.
Hearing the
um,
faded "It's a low bar" was great.
so my character despises a lot of races
Mhm.
in general.
Oh,
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 okay.
so they're
Um,
racist, racist.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
And they will let it known. They
Hell
will let
yeah.
it be known too. Um, but we got to was it the House of Terror? It's
Mhm.
the booby trap house.
Yeah, it's the House of Terrors, the
Um,
movie Trap House.
so there was at one point that like we were basically being haunted by like one of the spirits.
Mhm.
My character saw one of the spirits on the fucking window. She decided to punch the window.
Of course.
Keep in mind she saw only the spirit, not the person behind the window.
Mhm.
So so she did get to punch one of her party members.
oh,
Not that
Jesus.
it did any damage to them. It did more damage to her than to them.
That's amazing.
I'm out.
That's perfect. I
And
feel
then she
bad.
later on got possessed by one of the little girls.
I feel bad for Pidge.
Immediately deal psychic damage to your party members while
Why do you
dealing
feel bad
physical
for
damage to
me?
your friends.
I feel bad for you because you're in a Curse of Strahd. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Who we lose?
Sure had to
There
go.
goes someone.
Oh,
Pharaoh.
I feel bad.
Hi, Thero.
I feel bad for you because you're in a Curse of Strahd campaign. That's not even Curse of Strahd.
Mm.
What
He's
do
not.
you mean by that? How do
He's
you not?
he's
What?
he's not.
How?
He's using the universe. He's not using the actual
Oh,
books and everything.
Oh,
yikes.
We've gone off book. I think we're in a different demi plane right now.
You guys went off book game one, guaranteed.
Dude, I can't even remember. After our side story with the heist thongs, I forgot everything that happened in that campaign.
Mm.
I forgot about the heist thongs.
Mm.
And the
man.
fact that one of the
I wish I
players
was
in
on a
that
different demi
side
plane.
campaign is a sentient slime of lube. I really,
Huh?
it's just
The sentient lube
sentient lube.
slime.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
I see.
What?
I
The
don't want to
sentient
see,
what
but
slime?
A
I
slime made of
see.
astroglide.
Yeah.
I hate that.
So you said sentient lube slime?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god. Ew.
Mm.
Yes. I didn't know Strahd was P. Diddy, but you know.
Oh my god. It makes so much sense now.
All right. We'll read this story now. Our story begins with our D&D group, a slowly growing party that was about to embark a wonderful Curse of Strahd adventure. Our DM did a hell of a job. It was enjoyable despite what was to come. After finishing up our last campaign, although the DM, we shall call him Frodo, who's male 19, ran the game, I, a male 20, hosted it due to my basement having an ideal countertop for TTRPG gameplay and a large screen to watch some horror movies and play Jackbox on afterwards. Everything was well and good until he brought in a new guy, who we will call Smeagol, male
Oh.
18. Now, I had a bad feeling about Smeagol from the start. Unlike the character I have named him after, he was an extremely heavy person. In parentheses, this will be important later. And somehow
Oh,
managed
that.
to always smell awful.
Oh.
Despite sitting as far away from him as I could, I would still get wafts of his stench from across the
Oh.
table from time to time.
Oh.
I'm not. You gotta tell him. You have to.
Oh wait, was this the one with the dip?
You have to tell him.
With the what?
With the dip?
I don't know. This is the betrayal and filth.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
just
never
reading
mind.
this.
I don't know.
We just started reading.
I feel like
Oh,
I've read
Yui.
something similar. I'm
God.
sorry.
If there's dip in this, I'm gonna be so upset. Now, despite
Bro,
this, Smeagol didn't seem too bad at first. His character fit in pretty well with our setting, and I told myself that I could put up with the smell because I didn't want to make a big deal out of it and ruin anything for the group. The campaign moved along nicely, and the only real issue I saw from Smeagol in game was how he would sometimes try to get another player to play their character the way he wanted.
Boy,
Ooh. Oh no.
not the micromanaging.
Not
Eventually,
one of these players.
yeah, one of these players. Eventually, that character gave up their life for their sister, Smeagol's new character, who used to be dead, but after his sacrifice would be resurrected. From the start, a number of issues began to rise. Firstly, she was a 60-year-old character who looked about 14.
Oh,
Mm.
I
Ugh.
pointed out to Frodo, the DM, if you've forgotten, that this seemed a bit off, but we didn't think it would be a huge deal. The other issue was that he was playing a homebrew class that turned out to be ridiculously overpowered.
Oh.
oh boy.
Another issue that
Okay.
arose was that with this character, Smeagol would act out of character and put his own character's motives above the entire main story to the point where she would attempt to leave the entire group behind in order to do something important to her character. He also had her moonwalk on a town wall. Apparently, she could walk on walls,
Uh,
which neatly got
Hmm.
us barred from entering. Eventually, Frodo had him rework the character into a sorcerer that ended up still being overpowered and min-maxed to hell, but it was indeed an improvement. Around this point, I started telling Frodo that sometimes he would just start telling Smeagol no when he wanted to do something ridiculously out of character, since he had a habit of holding up the story with his shenanigans. Eventually, that character sacrificed herself to bring her brother back, which brought him back to his original character. During
Okay.
yeah, during the Baba Lysaga fight, she casted some sort of illusion that caused him to see her as his sister, which persisted after she was killed. This caused his
Mm.
character to become enraged and attack the party, which made sense, but he tried to drag it out for too long. We were trying to do character stuff like, it's us, we're friends, don't you understand? But he kept trying to kill us. He was laughing about how he thought he might be able to kill our party, 5 people aside from him, by the way. And finally, after about an hour, it ended and his character came to their senses. And in parentheses it says, but not without Frodo having to talk some sense into him first. God,
Jesus.
I hate characters, players like this.
Mm.
After that, Frodo asked to see his sheet as he was doing oddly well against a party of 5. Well, it turned out that he was taking max HP every level up, because the app I use for my sheet doesn't let me roll HP.
Aw.
Hmm,
Hmm.
I
okay.
see.
That's that's not how that works. Uh this was definitely a lie, and the fact he seemed to treat this blatant cheating as if it was not a big deal bothered us all. After he left, we all had a sort of meeting where we talked about how he needed to get a grip and stop cheating and play in character better. Still, he would make it so that his character viewed mine as some sort of an adversary, despite my character only ever doing good for the group and not doing anything to harm his. He would also do this in a later campaign. They kept him around for more than this campaign?
Apparently.
Yeah,
Ah,
That's
seems like
God.
extreme levels of patience.
Yeah,
I could never.
which he was only present for 3 sessions of before we decided we didn't want him around anymore. Okay, all right.
That's good at least.
Woo! I was getting concerned there. I was like, did he get better? Or
Stressed.
claiming that his character didn't trust mine after my character literally saved his life. After Frodo had a talk with Smeagol, he seemed to start doing better with staying in character, but issues outside of the game kept getting worse. Remember how I mentioned he was a really heavy guy? Well, the chair he was using literally gave way under him one session.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Oh.
that's embarrassing.
The base split in half and the legs collapsed. At this point,
Oh.
I was still hosting at my parents' house, and this was one of their chairs, which really
Aw.
bothered me, but obviously it wasn't intentional, so I didn't give him too much shit about it. After that, he sat in a metal chair, but began a habit of
I'd never come back.
Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't have come back
I'm
after
too
that.
embarrassed I broke a chair. Shit. Uh, After that, he sat in a metal chair, but began a habit of scraping the chair back and forth on the floor.
Oh.
Oh no.
I didn't notice it until after the session, but he had caused very visible scratches in the wood flooring.
Oh.
No.
Dude.
What? Oh no.
God. We're at the halfway point, by the way.
Oh.
Came
This is the halfway.
This is the halfway point. The worst part of that, he had looked down there to grab his water bottle or drop. What the fuck is that word? Or dropped multiple times during the session, but didn't even stop. For a good half of these sessions, I would buy 4 pizzas from Little Caesars for the whole group, which I thought would be enough. It was like,
Did he eat like 2 pieces by himself?
I don't know. It was like $20, but I wanted to give my friends a nice grate to make the session even more enjoyable. Bro, your writing's hurting me.
He's trying his best.
I know. However, Smeagol decided to eat 2 entire pizzas.
I
Bro?
knew it. I knew it.
2. Bro.
Bro, I could
Yikes.
even eat half of a pizza by myself, and I'm a bigger person.
I told him he can't do that again as it's for everyone, which is 7 people, and that he doesn't even contribute a single cent to the food. Despite this, he did it again and again and again, until eventually I started rationing the slices by saying everyone gets a certain amount to be equal, even splitting odd slices. After a long journey, we had finally beaten Strahd, and we all had some really neat character moments that were very well made by Frodo. Everyone went home and I started cleaning up, but I noticed something horrifying.
Mm.
The floor had somehow been scratched at least 10 times worse this session. I don't know what it was that made it this bad, but after this specific session, he had left huge, deep scratches all over the area under his chair. At
How the
that,
hell?
yeah, yeah. At that point, I banned him from returning to my house, which wasn't a big deal since he was moving a town over and didn't have a vehicle. All was at peace again, as he wouldn't be able to come for our next campaign. But this peace wouldn't last long. For whatever reason, I have my suspicions as to what that reason was. He had moved out of his new place and ended up staying with Frodo temporarily. Frodo felt bad
Hmm.
for him because he seemed like he needed some support. And Frodo thought that he just needed a stable place to stay while he got a job and learned to become self sufficient. Frodo was moving to an apartment closer to his college campus in August, so Smeagol has a few months to stay with him, and then he would have to find a more long term place to stay. It seemed like things were going to get better until I started hearing about how Smeagol was behaving. The guy wouldn't get a job, nor do work around the house. He stayed up late playing video games and slept until the afternoon every day. He only ever showered when Frodo, or Frodo's dad, we'll call him Bilbo, male, middle aged, told him he had to and changed his clothes very rarely. Blech.
Um.
Oh, golly.
Hmm.
I told Frodo he should tell Smeagol he has to get his act together or he'll kick him out. It seemed like the push he needed to actually take initiative and better himself, and Frodo said he'd have to talk with him. A week or two later, Frodo messaged me saying that he had found out something about Smeagol that had disturbed him, that had made him and Bilbo contemplate burning the couch and beanbag chairs. This isn't a
Oh
quote.
no.
Oh no.
I also had to throw out the couch pillows at my house due to his stench clinging to them. What could Smeagol
Oh
No.
God.
what could Smeagol be doing that was so awful, you may wonder? Well,
Oh.
Was he
he
shitting
was
himself or something?
he was shitting his pants in all caps,
Actually,
Pidge.
I.
Oh
How did you call
God.
that? How did you
I have
actually
to kill
call
him.
that?
I have to kill him.
And
I'd have to kill him.
no, and just living in it for days on end. Oh,
What? No, I'd have to kill him. I'd have to
I.
kill him.
oh.
Living
You're
in his own
No,
not
shit?
in a
no, that
barn,
I,
Does not look so
brother.
no.
bad, bro.
I turned myself in afterwards, but I'd have to kill him.
Turns out that's why he smelled
Let me
so
get
bad
your
all the
stupid
time.
mouth.
He had no reason to do this, as he didn't have a medical condition that affected his bowel movements, and he always had access to a bathroom. Why was he doing this? I have no idea. None of us do. I genuinely think it was just pure laziness. Like he didn't want to get up to stop playing video games, that he would just shit his pants.
I I need to
Hold
know
on.
how this
I'd be
person's
in jail for
upbringing
murder.
was. What the actual fuck? How did you grow
Like
up?
there's no other option for me. I have to go to jail.
I have to go
I,
to jail.
I
You don't
didn't
know his
know
crime.
I didn't know the buildup was leading to this, and Pidge called it right before I said it.
What is life, man?
What's
What the
freaking me out is
bro?
there's still another paragraph.
There's more?
There's more.
There's more?
We have to
No.
know.
We have to finish
This
it.
is illegal.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna. I need Dr Pepper. Hold on. Let me drink a little bit.
I
Cleanse
need
your,
a
cleanse your
second.
palate. Cleanse your palate a little bit.
Open Jack. Jesus Christ.
Holy
I feel like I can
fuck.
smell him at this point.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay, all right. He would live like this for days, or even over a week, without changing his pants.
Oh,
Oh,
When,
why?
when Bilbo went to do the laundry, he found entire turds in Smeagol's pants that he had left to be Bilbo's problem.
oh,
Oh my
no
god.
No,
shot.
no, 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 no,
Listen,
no. He's
I've
getting
heard,
out of the house today, or I
listen,
am going to go to jail.
I've heard of people having problems due to like depression and whatnot. I've never heard of
The laws are
anything
being
being
changed
that
within the
bad.
hour.
Oh my god.
I'm
He,
taking so much
Locks
damage.
are being changed within the hour. Copies of keys are going to be
I
made.
can't.
He's
I'm
We're
going to
dying.
receive
we're only
shit.
2
His
sentences
clothes
into
will
this
be
paragraph.
burning.
There's
I'm dying.
more.
I don't want to be
His
here
clothes
anymore,
will all be
Dad. I'm
burned.
scared.
My couch burnt in the yard. I don't give a shit.
That's what they
No,
said. They were contemplating burning the couch and beanbag chair.
Yeah.
God damn.
Please
I'd
do.
I'd I'd rather.
Yeah. Oh god.
What's next?
Frodo and
Oh my god.
Bilbo were done with Smeagol's literal shit, and were about to kick him out, and thankfully, Smeagol's mom wanted to
Oh,
move him back in with her.
Good,
no,
good
Huh?
job, ma'am.
I blame the mom.
I
I
blame mom at
also
this
Yeah,
point,
blame the
too.
mom.
I also
How
blame
the
the mom.
fuck do you let your kid live on shitting himself?
I
she had
didn't. I
mom.
thought.
But,
I,
like it's not even just like
Oh,
normal shitting himself. Like he's he's living in that for weeks.
He's choosing to do that
forcing
too. This
himself
is
to have
all conscious
diarrhea.
look,
choices.
Living in it.
when I read A Tale of Betrayal and Filth, I was not expecting somebody to shit their pants.
How
I
much more is left there?
like
I
what
thought it was
even?
gonna be like, oh, digging in their nose or some shit. Not this.
the
Living in his own feet.
just being somebody who is stinky and not using deodorant or showering very often, that was good enough for me to be like, yeah, okay, there's the filth.
We live in a society.
Yeah.
We live in a society.
I
He's waking
Sure.
up. He's
I have to keep
sleeping
going.
in.
I have to keep going.
He's
He's
eating
sleeping
his
in it.
meals in his.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about him sleeping in it.
He has to be sleeping in his own shit.
I'm so
Yes.
tired of
How does he not have a UTI? I don't understand.
He's
He
got to
probably
have like a
does.
horrible rash on his ass.
Regret.
Okay, I have to keep reading. Hold
He's
on.
he's eating meals
Yeah.
while
Pitch,
sitting in his
stop.
own
Pitch,
seat.
stop.
Fish, stop talking. Stop talking.
Let the realization sit in your mind at this point. I can't.
I don't want to think anymore.
Because if he's
I don't want
shitting,
to
where's
think
his
anymore
piss
either.
go?
No, no.
Stop.
What is
Pitch.
Talking.
Please.
Stop talking.
God.
Please.
Okay. Okay.
I beg
I have
you.
to continue this. There's still more.
How
Smeagol
much
left.
more, please?
We're 3 sentences into this fucking paragraph. It's still more.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Smeagol left, but not before trying to pawn his last load of laundry off on Bilbo, who thankfully
Oh.
took it out of the basket and put it back with the rest of Smeagol's things. After that, Frodo and I decided we didn't want Smeagol back in our houses, ever again, and he was taken out of all ongoing and future campaigns. He was finally
Good.
kicked from the Discord server after Frodo had found that he was talking shit, yes, pun intended, about Bilbo, who graciously offered him a place to stay. 2 friends who also knew Frodo and saw right through it. At this point, Frodo and I were both done with Smeagol, and this only solidified our positions. The only reason he lasted so long in the group was because Frodo believed there was good in him, and Smeagol spat on that friendship. It was an appalling journey, and I have no doubts in being glad that it's finally over. Thank you sincerely for reading my tale, and I bid you and all the listeners farewell and good tidings in your future endeavors. Signed, Jack.
Oh,
Maybe I'm glad that I don't get to play that much IRL D&D.
I should have been born deaf.
yeah, right.
I think it's not such a bad thing. Maybe online games might just be nicer.
Yeah.
I should have lost my ability to hear.
Yeah.
What a terrible
I-
day to have ears.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
After we've had
Oh,
tears,
An arrow.
we've had disgust and tears at this point. This was posted
I-
6 months ago by the Ultimate Jack, and
6
there are
months?
6 months,
So you have it this year.
Are there
Cool.
updates?
and there are
I
no
mean, last
comments.
year.
No comments
Cool.
on
There
this.
are no comments.
Has he posted anything else?
Let me look at the Ultimate Jack's profile real quick.
Imagine if it's a part 2.
Oh no,
That's what I
no,
was
no,
asking. That's what I was asking.
no.
What?
Please no
No.
part 2. I wouldn't be able to do part 2.
I don't think anyone
Imagine if
here
he's.
could.
I think he was trying to flirt with you, bro.
I don't see anything else other than the regular Reddit posts on their
We're safe.
profile, and we're safe. We're safe
I'm
from
just-
more of
Dad,
that.
I want to go home. I don't like it here.
All right.
Oh god.
Let me look at these other ones and see if. Oh, we have a.
I'm just-
Don't say it.
we have
Don't say it. Don't say we have.
There's a short one. It's like 1 paragraph. It's called "Roll for Intimacy."
Oh.
Okay. I'm very wary of this one
I haven't read
because
it.
of
I
how the
don't
last
know.
one.
Yeah, because of the last one.
Mm,
Yeah, no, that's fair. Should we read that one or? Oh, this is why people don't invite you to game night.
Oh, that's the title?
That's the title.
I love
That's a
that
good- that's a
title.
good-
That's
Oh,
a really good
these
title.
are really good choices, actually.
I want to know why they don't invite him to game night.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to. Oh, this is why people don't invite you to game night.
I bet he shit himself also.
God, I swear to God, if this is about
No.
Smeagol,
If it's a fucking Eagle thing, oh god.
He's come back for a round 2.
he joined a different group.
Eagle's revenge.
They found out he's been shitting himself.
No one's safe.
Ugh,
This
okay.
serial D shitter.
All right. I started up a new homebrew campaign this semester. I've been working on it all summer, and I'm absolutely in love with the idea surrounding the story. Thankfully, so is the rest of my party. They all had a blast with making their characters and implementing them into the world, and I had fun writing their characters with them. Most aren't super serious and are mostly just fun. For reference, this homebrew is made to be easy to pick up, and because of that, I'm very laid back. I don't need you to be immersed in the world. I don't need you to min max the perfect character. I made this so us exhausted, lonely college students could just experience a fun story and do silly stuff in a cool world. However, this is college, so obviously there's some die-hard nerds here. I have one guy in my party who min maxed his character to somehow have 9 moves per turn. I didn't even know he could do that. Not complaining either, because that's awesome. I have one girl in my party who's just there for fun. She does take it serious, but doesn't have a crazy deep character or anything. You might say, that sounds great. What's the problem? And you'd be right. There is no problem. There's just Simon, not actual name. Simon is a bit of a nightmare for multiple reasons. There are 4 reasons, and they are all a paragraph long.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
Oh no.
1,
very in depth. I see.
yeah. 1, he is a terrible communicator. He had a ton of ideas and does not do a good job at connecting them together. He instead waited for me to show up and connect them, and once I did connect them into something I could use in the campaign, he doesn't like it because I want to be Joel from The Last of Us. That's a quote.
Oh,
O-
I want to be Joel from Last of Us.
Okay, so I doctor it up, change up the background, his relationships, timeline, but that's not good because, quote, I want to be this character from this franchise too. He gave me a
ah,
Leon.
lot of material to work with for his
Leon, this is
character.
hurting me.
Hold on. He gave me a ton of lore, backstory, a timeline, everything, but most of it would clash with itself, or if I did implement it into his character, he would just become the campaign. Genuinely, I had to shorten down most of it because it was a bit too much, and when I told him I couldn't add 90% of the stuff he wanted, he said, I'm sure you can.
uh, that's not how that
My
works.
guy. No.
That is not how that works.
Go
Not
ahead,
at
Pidge.
all.
What did you say?
This is hurting me.
Yeah.
This feels
Don't worry, Pitch.
familiar.
What?
This feels familiar.
Yeah.
It feeling familiar makes it that much funnier to me.
Damn.
Part 2. All
It's
right.
nothing against you, Paige or Leon. It's just very funny to me
No,
that this feels familiar
I
to
think
you.
we know this person.
Yeah.
Oh no.
2, he thinks he's a badass.
Yeah. He
One
knows
of
a
the
That's a lot of
person.
people.
One of the NPCs in our campaign is just a kid. Nothing special about him, just part of the opening quest. When they start the campaign, they find half a map, and the kid has the other half. Simon, being the badass grizzled dad he is, pulls his gun on the boy, demanding the other part of the map. No reasoning, just pulls a gun on him. I get he's trying to play it like Joel or the other character he's basing his character off of, but neither of them would do anything like that. He also just has skewed morality. They return the kid to his father, and we find out that the boy left because his father was abusive to him, and so obviously Simon, being a dad, steps in, demanding his pay. He couldn't care less if the
Well,
boy gets hurt. He wants his pay, so, quote, I can find my daughter.
Yeah, no, I don't have any way of defending any of that. I don't think Joel would do that.
Right. So, 3. He's intentionally confusing to get what he wants. I've caught him do this 4 times so far. He'll sometimes say a lot of stuff in a convoluted way in hopes that it'll confuse, or I'll get confused by my own rules and let him do whatever he wants. One rule we have is an extra advantage type roll where you roll a d20 and then a d10 and add the d10 to the roll your d20 roll. During combat, he tried to over explain that mechanic in hopes of confusing me enough to get me to say yes to him going, so I roll 2d20s and add them together for my damage? Mind you,
Nope.
we don't use that extra advantage roll for combat. That's exclusively outside of combat for your stats and your stats alone. This was greatly explained. Even then, it's not 2d20s. He also tried to give himself a sniper rifle, even though he never said he had one, nor did I ever say he had one. His character's background is that he was a sniper, but nowhere did he ever say he had one in the campaign, just that he's proficient with one. 4. He's
Interesting.
way out of touch. We finished up with our first session a little while ago, and while the other players all told me this campaign looks promising and fun, Simon says, my character was amazing. Don't you agree? One,
Oh,
one of us in the chat makes a joke that he's not sure he'll survive a longer session, and then he'll have to chug energy drinks all day to stay with the flow of the game. And I say, we don't have to do a longer session. I can shorten what I have planned if needed. Simon, however, believes it's best for us to have a longer session because he likes longer sessions.
This is main character syndrome as a player.
Yeah,
This is just the main character, the person.
pretty
Yeah, I was about
much.
to say the fucking person who asked if they have main character syndrome. Nah, you don't, buddy. It's
Yeah.
this guy.
Here he
No,
is.
it's this guy.
Found him.
yeah.
Get him, officer.
Get him, officer. It's him.
Arrest him.
Finally, and probably most problematic, he's very unhinged. He sort of plays it off as a calm down liberal. Ever heard of dark humor? But
The fuck?
he doesn't even use it as a joke. He'll just say stuff that's incredibly not appropriate. Maybe not inappropriate as in vulgar or something, usually just rude or out of pocket stuff. He'll double down and act like he was doing a bit. I know he's a big Trumpy. This isn't about to get political, I promise. And he really acts like one. He doesn't say anything racist, sexist, homophobic, or anything like that at the table, but he acts a lot like Trump. Very pushy, very demanding, doesn't ever see himself as wrong. It makes it very hard to play with him. He hasn't done anything in this campaign for me to say, please leave. So I'm just going to wait it out. So far, I'm the only one who has a problem with him, so I'll just leave him be until I hear someone else say something.
So he acts like a narcissist. That seems very in line with the rest of what they said.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like that's good enough reason, low key, to like
Yeah.
if someone's making you uncomfortable in the thing, just goodbye.
Just talk to whoever you need to talk to and make sure that they don't continue.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, have them leave.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see what the comments have to say.
I'm still thinking about that one earlier.
No comments on that one. Nobody can say anything in that one, apparently. Reddit got shut up on that one.
Damn.
Reddit said, shut the fuck up. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it.
Top comment says, raise this with everyone else. It may be that they are also waiting for someone else to say something. 1. When he tries to be the MC from every franchise, tell him to pick a lane and stay in it. Just one. That's the limit. 2. Consequences. Have shit happen to him because of that. 3. Shut that shit down. If he says something overly complicated, tell him to repeat it slowly. Have him write it down. 4. Sounds like this likes longer sessions is tied in with him trying to baffle everyone with bullshit. And 5. That's known as Schrodinger's douchebag. They'll say something and wait to
Yeah.
see if people agree. If nobody protests, they're serious. If anyone does, can't you take a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I know one person like that and I
Oh,
hate it.
I'm sorry.
Look,
Is
if I
it? I
make a
wonder
bad
if it's this person now. Fuck.
if I make a bad joke, and I probably will, y'all tell me that I made a bad joke. I apologize about it.
Yeah.
That's it. Literally all someone has to do.
Keep your
Apologize
teams accountable.
and try not to do it again.
Yeah.
That's it.
A comment where OP has replied, he's done about 7 things that would get him kicked from my table. 1. Showing up to the table with baby's first backstory. is one thing, but showing up with vague character illusions to video games and no idea how to make it work? Fucker's lucky you didn't hand him a piece of paper and say, guess you gotta make it work, champ. 2. Being a dick and absolutely vibe killing with the NPC dialogue and would have gotten him kicked. 3. From what it sounds like, everyone at the table is praying for this person's character to die, and that's usually a good indicator they're not happy either. And to be honest, making the game unfun is a kickable offense. You want to help this kid? Kick him, kick him and give him a physical list of the reasons why. He strikes me as the type that likes to rewrite history in their own heads. That list is a permanent reminder that you weren't just being mean, and if he wants to be a tolerable human being, he has a place to start from. OP responds, I asked the rest of the party, and they both said, we're okay with him if you're okay with him. So if he does anything
Yeah.
worse this next session, I'm just asking him to not participate anymore, because it's pretty clear we're all not having fun with him.
Gotta
Somebody,
love it. Make sure that he don't step out of line. And if he does, in agreement.
yeah. Let me see here. Somebody responded, said, we're okay if you're okay is not what it sounds like. It is actually, we're not okay, but we need a leader to take point on this. If you don't deal with Simon, you're going to lose the rest of your players. Another person said, you just said it's pretty clear we're all not having fun with him, so why allow it to continue? Even if it doesn't get worse, it will get worse. You're keeping your players from having fun. Why wait? If you touch a hot stove, you move your hand. You don't wait until it becomes a second or third degree burn before moving. OP says,
Fair.
I'm only giving him a second shot on the off chance that he's just getting familiar with the college social life. I don't know what year he is, nor do I know him super well. Maybe he's just got really poor social skills, or maybe he's genuinely a jerk. So one more session, and if he acts up, I'm going to pull him aside.
Yeah, I feel like it's better to just address him directly first and then try to give him another chance. And if he doesn't improve or change his behavior, then kick him out. It could be
Yeah,
during that same session. It could be like it could be after that session. It doesn't matter when you do it because as long as he doesn't improve, you can kick him out whenever you want.
yeah, that's a
I
great
don't
point.
even play D&D, and that seems like a very valid way to do it to me.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we have time for one more. Um,
Yippee.
I'm going to read out some titles. Let me see here. I have one that's funny. To me, I don't know if it is actually funny, and it's a three-parter. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8 lined up. So let me read these off. The lazy DM's toxic relationship, abuse of friends, and insane ego send a good campaign to hell. You've heard of TPK. What about TPR?
I want to know that one.
The bard dies
What
for
do
the
you mean?
sake of
Oh,
comedy. The exasperating moment that almost got me to quit as a dungeon master. The role for intimacy.
Oh,
Nice guy, TM, does nice guy, TM, things and gets the banhammer.
oh,
I
oh
forgot that
no.
was a thing.
One of those moments to cherish forever. And then this is the three-parter. Is she the arsehole? My friend carved someone's head. One of the players branded someone's head with a dagger. And am I the asshole for branding someone's head with a knife?
oh.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I would think this is very stupid. This is a very
Let's
stupid
let's
question.
learn from Divinity, guys.
That's
Like, there's a character like that.
What was the second one's title again?
The second one's title? You've heard of
Mm-hmm.
TPK. What about TPR?
I'm very concerned about what TPR means.
Retired.
Retired. We had to look into it before we
That would have been really concerning if it meant other ones, but
Yeah.
Okay, because the first thought was not okay.
Yeah, the first thought is never okay on this one. So what are we feeling? Are we feeling the lazy DM, the TPR, the bard dying, the moment I almost quit DMing, the role for intimacy, the nice guy, one of those moments to cherish forever, or the saga of branding someone's head with a knife?
I feel like roll for intimacy would be funny.
If we do that one, we have time for another.
I'm down for that
Okay,
one.
I'm down for this one.
All right. The role for intimacy. Hey all. God, their name is rock and roll. Okay. Hey all. So back in high school, I had a character that I created. He was a chaotic evil drow who thought he was the greatest thief of all time, but no one knows who he is. God, the spelling. Okay. Throughout the campaign, I would joke around by stabbing my daggers in the air and singing, "Pss, pss, pss, pss. I have daggers." I don't know what that fucking means. Um, SSP, SSP, SSP. I have daggers.
It's like a sound that you make towards a cat, like "Psst, psst, psst, come here,"
Yeah.
that type of thing.
The DM said I had to lead the party so they wouldn't get stabbed by me. One session we came across a. There's no punctuation. One session we came across a crying child, and I decided to hug and comfort the child. To which the DM responds, "Roll for intimacy."
Ah,
That's
Huh?
I don't like that.
you
I,
don't
I got a nat
why
That sounds
20.
very
This is getting.
inappropriate.
This is good. Yeah. So I read ahead a little bit. I got a nat 20, and he says I fade to black. The child.
Aw.
I'm so wait, what?
What do you mean? What do you mean you fade to black with the
I'm
child?
sorry. You said fade to black.
He says,
Yes.
"Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a nat 20." So he says I SA the child.
Bro,
Huh?
that's not
I don't think that's how that works. I don't
that's
know.
not okay.
Hearing this, I didn't know how to respond. But considering my character is chaotic evil, I replied, "I kidnapped the child." My character ends up being
I,
killed in jail, and I asked the DM later why he made the role for intimacy lead to something bad. And he replied, "I just didn't like you, and that was the last time I played D&D with a group because I felt the DM escalated things too much. And also, this was my first character and the first time playing, so I was very attached to the character."
That's actually messed
motherfucker,
up.
what?
Okay, wait. You know what? Maybe the
You
guy
said
was
he
not in the
did?
wrong. I think that's kind of messed up on the
Yeah,
DM.
the DM forced
Of
it because I
course.
don't like you.
That's so crazy. Wait, okay, that's
Nah, that's
so
crazy,
awful.
bro.
You don't like a player, so instead of talking to them and having them leave the group, you instead have them do a literal atrocious crime in character and kill them off. That's
That's fucking bro. Why are people like this? You could have just had them have a sweet moment with the kid, and after the session, just said, "Hey, I don't really like the way you're playing
Yeah,
or what you're doing in the group," and then you kick them out, and that's it.
there was no need for that. That was fucked up. That was the DM
What the fuck?
100%. I feel sorry for this guy,
Ugh.
actually.
I hope they
I do
continue
too.
to
What
play
the
D&D and
fuck?
D and
I
have a
don't
better
even play D
experience.
and D.
I hate it.
I'm mad at that. What the fuck?
DMs like that need to fucking just stop.
Just stop DMing, because
This
at
is
that
like
point,
gatekeeping D&D. Like, what are you doing, bro? You're just causing other people to turn away from such a cool thing.
Yeah, somebody's first character going into a campaign, that's big.
Mm-hmm.
that's a big moment for somebody like that.
And God, that's annoying. I'm still attached to my first D&D character. Shit.
That's fair. I'm attached to my first most, since technically not my first, but first after like years of not playing.
Yeah.
If she dies, I'm gonna sob because I'm still in that campaign.
Oh no. I'll pray for you. All right.
Thank you.
uh, any others we want to go over since that one was so short?
Which one were the other ones again?
We have the lazy DM's toxic relationship, abusive friends, and insane ego ruins a good campaign. TPK versus TPR. The bard dies for the sake of comedy. The exasperating moment that almost got me to quit as a DM. The nice guy who gets the banhammer for doing nice guy things. One of those moments to cherish forever, and the journey of branding someone's head with a knife.
I kind of want to see the knife.
Yeah.
Hear the knife. I kind of want to hear the knife. I'm not gonna lie.
Curiosity.
So each post is not that long. They are 3 separate posts. I'm going to start with, is she the arsehole? My friend carved someone's head.
Fun.
Oh,
Oh,
goodbye.
All. Who dipped?
Halos.
Halos.
Ah.
This was our first session of a new campaign, and we got into a fight with bugbear bandits.
That wasn't
Deja.
supposed to happen.
Oh, it wasn't supposed to happen?
Nope.
Yeah, this was our first session of a new campaign, and we got into a fight with bugbear bandits. We prevailed the fight, but one of the bandits survived, unconscious at 0. We short rested, and thus the bandit regained some hit points. We wanted to talk to the bugbear, and the rogue was leading the conversation. Above table, she says she wants to carve her character's name into the bandit's head, so that if we see him again, we'd recognize him. The warlock and I were just staying out of it due to uncomfortability, but still urged her not to do it. The DM says for her to roll persuasion on them to see if they'd allow it. They succeed. The rogue fails the check to carve and keep the bandit alive. The full party are not very happy with the rogue due to wanting to be a good party. Are we, the party, in the wrong, or did she do wrong? She is adamant that she did nothing wrong and that it's not that serious, but I don't quite feel right with it, and I can almost guarantee that other party members agree. I'm not much sure on the DM, though. Edit. I see that there appear to be other perspectives posted on this subreddit from the same incident. There's also an update. I'll wait on that. What are our thoughts so far?
Guy.
Uh,
Yeah, that's
it's
that's a
about on
yikes. I don't know.
That's.
I don't know about that. I don't like that.
I feel like they could have put their foot down and go like and went like, "Hey, you can't brandish people with a knife or any other object for that matter."
Branding someone is kind of metal and not in a good way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting Inglorious Bastards vibes here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second perspective. One of the players branded someone's head with a dagger. So it's session 1 of a new campaign that I joined. It's me, a ranger, the rogue, warlock, and wizard. We were battling some bugbear bandits in their camp, and we managed to kill 3 of them, despite me doing more damage to myself than the enemy. We left one alive because the warlock does not like killing people. Neutral good, I assume. During our short rest, the rogue decided to carve her name into the head of the enemy that we had left alive. Everyone is very conflicted over this, and I'm not sure what to say or do. Is the rogue in the wrong?
For cart. Is that a serious question?
I guess.
Hold on, hold on. Brain no
Like,
work. Hold on, brain no work. Repeat sentence.
Um, During our short rest, the rogue decided to carve her name into the head of the enemy that we had left alive. Everyone is very conflicted over this, and I'm not sure what to say or do. Is the rogue in the wrong?
this is how you start someone's villain arc
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
vengeance arc, bro. This is
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
backstory for a PC that would want to kill the big bad.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. They want to now become the big bad.
Okay, so we're going to go to, am I the asshole for branding someone's head with a knife? So basically, this is session 1, and the rogue, me,
Is this a person?
this is the person. This is the person that did it.
Oh,
The rogue,
really?
Motherfucker.
the rogue, me, is playing as chaotic evil. We went to a bandit camp, and after failing to talk our way through it by acting as a bandit and prisoner, the rogue is a changeling and acted as the bandit. Why are you talking to yourself in the third person? All failed. When the wizard shouted and startled another bandit, causing him to shoot wildly and hit the wizard, we roll initiative. We kill them all, and there's one left that's been tied up by our warlock, who acted as the prisoner previously. I laid next to the bandit, and trying to think of something evil she would do as a sheltered, horrible noble, carved her name into his head with a dagger after talking to him. He did die. I had to roll to convince the DM to even let me do it. Other people were on board, and I hit the DC. But in my opinion, the arc has started now from evil to good. So why was I punished for playing my character and hound at me?
It's okay.
It
Like
didn't seem like
fair.
anyone was on
Okay,
your
there just
side
needs to be
though,
more
or at least they
communication
didn't.
within this D&D group, it seems.
Yeah, because it didn't seem like anyone was on her side. They just didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
They had no idea what to do, where to take this, why this was a decision that they wanted to be made as a part of the party. Nothing.
No, because
And
like
they just
that's
went
so
along with it
fucked
and
up.
said, "Oh, why did you do this? We don't want to play with you anymore."
This is the problem with playing like evil characters. I'm not saying people shouldn't do it. I'm just saying like if you're playing a very obviously evil character, whatever alignment, if it's like chaotic through lawful or whatever else,
Mhm.
I feel like that still requires a lot of critical thinking of like, okay, what can I actually get away with in another party of primarily good or neutral people?
Yeah,
And also like what is gonna happen in the rest of the campaign, because now it's like, okay, one of two things is gonna happen. Either you're just gonna continuously do evil stuff without any repercussions from your party, or your party is gonna turn on you and kill your PC, which is probably gonna suck since you made that character.
Yeah,
also, as a DM, I don't like making players roll persuasion against each other. I would
Mm.
rather that be role played out.
yeah,
I feel like the only time that's applicable to roll persuasion is if like another player is trying to figure out whether or not another player is lying, in which the opposing player either has to roll like persuasion to tell the truth or deception to tell a lie, and then it's just like
Yeah,
ambiguous to everyone else.
yeah, I'm fine with
yeah,
that. It's just like convincing the rest of the party to let you carve your fucking name in their forehead.
Yeah, because then it's like, are
Yeah,
you really gonna let a dice decide my character's morals, who I am playing currently?
yeah.
Because
Like,
that's
of course they're playing
what.
chaotic evil, but you might be neutral good or someone
Hmm.
that's just not okay with that.
So we're just
It just
chalking this up
seems
to
that
sloppy group dynamic and miscommunication,
I
Well,
think it's mostly
or
miscommunication of the
poor
group dynamic.
communication.
what I
Yeah.
haven't gotten to yet is the update.
Mm.
Okay,
The DM said to everyone in the group
onward.
that things like that, of the more gruesome nature, are to be kept at an absolute minimal. Some people, including the DM, are quite squeamish, and this is known in the group. Also added to give a heads up if we create an evil character. So it must not have been mentioned in session 0, which I was unable to attend, so I could not tell you what was said. That didn't seem like much of an update. But I guess after that, the DM said we're going to stop doing gruesome shit like that.
Let this be a lesson how important session zeros are.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
also putting up like certain boundaries of like, okay, what's everyone comfortable with in the game, and like certain themes and shit.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like when I did y'all's session 0s afterwards, I asked, I did this. Are you comfortable with that? Do we need to keep that to a minimum? Uh,
Hmm.
like I'm very aware that what I view as extreme or gruesome or out of pocket, other people
The
don't,
same thing
or
as other people.
yeah, or they have a much lower tolerance, or they have a higher tolerance. I just need to know where I'm supposed to be
Hmm.
because I'm telling y'all's story. It is your story. I'm the narrator, but it is your story, and I want you to have fun telling it. So if I do something that's just fucking out there, and you're
I
not okay
think
with it, I
I think
need to know.
my level of time when it comes to things like this is like it would be something like akin to like the first episode of Goblin Slayer or something, or the entirety of Berserk,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah,
That
Fair.
would be my limits personally. I still want to experience it, but I want to experience it in a way that won't overwhelm me.
Right.
I also want to approach it organically because there's a lot of people that are like, "Oh, I'm okay with this," and then the DM just fucking like beelines for
Just
it
go
and
Oh
off
shoves
yeah.
the
you
wall,
in the
just like,
middle of
oh,
it. I'm
this
just
guy
like,
got
hold
his
on.
head ripped off, blood spilling everywhere. Like, no.
Absolutely no build up, no story progression, no effect to the event. It's just, hey, yeah, this happened. All right, we're here now.
It's just immediate 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No in
just
between.
immediate blue ass blasting. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
So I started blasting.
So I started blasting.
So I started blasting.
That one
Says
was
the guy
also
that kept getting out of the show.
that one was also kind of short. Um, so let me see what the lengths are on these others. The nice guy is
So
pretty short, not super short, but I could read it quickly. The exasperating moment that I almost quit being a DM is actually really long, so I'll ignore that one.
you
The
got
bar
one.
the bard dies is fucking long. Holy shit.
The bar
There are
died.
hyperlinks in this. What?
Hyperlinks, I'm sorry.
There's like images and stuff that they're linking to and rule sets and oh god, there's a lot here. Okay. I don't know if it's going to
Like,
be
I
funny.
know I expect a very in-depth explanation of how the bard died, but it feels like it would have been very funny if it was a post about the bard dying and it literally only said that one sentence: "The bard died."
So yeah, the title is The Bard Dies for the Sake of Comedy.
He just died.
It's fucking
Curious.
long. Let's see. The Lazy DM's Toxic Relationship
Oh,
has
that sounds
seasons
like it
to
has
it.
drama.
Has seasons to it with an
Seasons?
intermission in the middle. Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Intermission? Is this a musical?
This is huge. There's a second
Oh, is that?
intermission.
Oh my god. Yo, there's 3 acts. That's crazy.
This might be a podcast on its own. Fuck.
Yeah, we gotta save that for later. That sounds like it got some sauce to it.
That's like you
Awesome.
got some sauce.
So our options are the nice guy TM or TPK and TPR.
I like
Do we want to
TPR.
do the nice guy?
I feel like the TPR one might be wholesome.
It might be
I
wholesome.
hope it's wholesome because
I hope so. We've had so many so far that have been so interesting.
Yeah, interesting is
It'd be
definitely
cool
the
to
word.
end on a cool note, you
yeah,
know?
I think ending on a cool one might be a good idea. What do y'all think?
I think
TPK to
the one
TPR?
would be nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay. Let me get a drink. Gotta clear my palate.
I've also grabbed the new Dr. Pepper.
And I
Okay.
might start drinking Coca-Cola again. Goddamn.
Do it.
I've been Coca-Cola free for 9 years, bro.
It's hard to go back, or it's hard to quit after you go back a second time.
That's crazy.
You've heard of TPK. What about TPR? Hello, all. I come tell about. Oh my god, okay. I come tell you about how my group in one session retired their characters. One session?
One?
All of them?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
thought this was
well, this
gonna
is
be
no
like
longer
a whole
confidential.
arc.
I don't. Okay, hold on. Our cast
This is no
is.
longer confidential.
Yeah, it's got weird. Our cast is Jaw, the Scald Frey, the Cleric Sabrina, and the Witch. So we got Jaw, Frey, Sabrina, and the Witch. Our.
Wait, hold on. First off, Sabrina and the Witch, I understand you. Second, Jaw and Prey are two different people.
Yeah, you got Jaw.
John Frey Joffrey.
So I think
God damn
our
it.
cast is Jaw, and then the Scald Frey, and then the Cleric Sabrina, and then the Witch.
You sure it's not a teenage
I
witch?
hate it. I love
God damn it.
it.
It finally clicked.
Okay, our group has had a lot of fun playing together over the months, and they all have great characters. They've been going across the land, killing devils, and taking names. Okay, so this is like they did retire everybody in one session, but it wasn't like the
Okay.
campaign was one session. Uh, killing devils and taking names, even once using the frozen bodies of cultists as meat toboggans to get to the bottom of a mountain.
Nice.
Yay! Meet about
It all came to a head when they came to a dwarven city. During their time there, they took on some small jobs. The most exciting thing that happened was Jaw got turned into a chicken. But now for the downfall. Jaw is an older half elf who's trying to put his kids through college. He took any job he could get. He had taken a feat allowing him to make scrolls to sell them off. He has heard from an NPC about a distributor in the city. The NPC tells Jaw he had made a deal with this person and got tons of gold, which the NPC shows off by buying everyone drinks, food, and tosses coins at the patrons of the bar. So Jaw goes to see this distributor, negotiate a price for his scrolls, and makes a deal. Unknowingly, he makes a deal with the devil. But Jaw fulfills his end of the deal, making scrolls. They fulfill their end of the deal by paying for them. He walks away happily. The next day, Jaw is out with Frey to get more stuff for his scrolls. They came upon the NPC and tells them he's had the worst luck since he made the deal. He's lost all his money, his merchandise, his cart and horse. Now he's begging on the street to get home. Just then, I roll a d6 to find out the negative effects of the deal. I roll a 1. This prevents Jaw from being able to use any of his class skills and spells. Jaw
Oh.
makes the appropriate roll and learns he needs to destroy the contract to get his abilities back. Instead, he decides to retire, go back home to his wife, and call on his kids to avenge him. Jaw leaves the party. Sabrina, since getting to the city, has been enjoying the nightlife, enjoying the company of wealthy merchant men. However, she meets the captain of the guard, who makes a request of her. He asks Sabrina to help him talk to girls. The captain explains he spent his 20s at war. When he got home at age 30, he joined the guard. He's not used to speaking to women outside of work. Sabrina decides to help him and lets him take her out on a date. The captain shows up dressed like Alfalfa from the Little Rascals.
Oh my god.
Their date is stiff. The captain speaks with a monotone voice, doesn't take any hints, but Sabrina is curious. Sabrina visits with the captain until the end of the date. The next day, Sabrina gets a silver necklace and takes it to him at work. Once again, the captain is standoffish and doesn't know what to say, but they decide to go on another date. Second date went well. They went to dinner and had a lovely time. Sabrina wanted to keep it going and took him to meet Frey and her boyfriend, Con Connery? Con Airy. Wow, that's fucking stupid. Uh, who were at the inn. They drank together and played dice. The date ended with a light hand touch. Well, the next day came around and Sabrina and Frey wanted to do some quests. They got one to clear out some giants from a lake area, and Sabrina was hit hard and died 3 rounds into combat.
Oh.
Frey picked
No!
Frey picked Sabrina up and carried her off to a cleric. The cleric attempted to raise Sabrina from the dead. He met her in the passage to the afterlife, where he told Sabrina she can come back. Sabrina decides she wants to be with her kin on the wild green yonder. As she approached the light, she sees Captain speaking to another guard about her, how much he appreciated her in helping him. With this, Sabrina turned around, the singing of her elvish kin singing to her. But when Sabrina comes back, she's forgotten everything that's happened in the last week. She's also in a coma for 4 days. During the coma, Frey and Con Airy take care of her. The captain visits twice. One visit, he brings a warm blanket. When Sabrina wakes up, she doesn't remember the captain. She is, however, divided between the excitement of having a second chance and the shame of being resurrected. Elves view resurrection with malice. So she goes to the captain to say thank you for the blanket. She also explains she doesn't remember him at all. The captain understands but asks if they can go out on a second first date. Sabrina agrees, and the captain takes Sabrina to Baron's Burgers and they have a chat. In Sabrina's dating history, there's usually a fade to black on the first date. Sabrina makes a move on the captain, but he rebuffs her. The captain says he's not ready for that in a relationship. Sabrina, never being turned down before, decides to dedicate her time to this man who treated her with respect. She retires for focus on her life with the captain. Frey,
So
after
wholesome.
this is so wholesome. Frey,
This
after
is
the
really
group
cute.
broke up, thinks about what to do. She's in a relationship with a traveling merchant, but he does have a permanent home in a neighboring city. After discussing it, she decides to keep traveling the world. Frey is the only character to stay in the game. You've heard of a total party kill, but have you ever heard of a total party retirement?
This was really cute.
Yeah,
Oh
this
wait,
is really good.
this was such a nice like outing.
Behind the scenes, the group was going crazy when Ja decided to retire as he was the meat stick. Through Sabrina's roleplay, Ja and Frey were going crazy. The roller coaster of emotions was real. We were all screaming and laughing. It was a night of highs and lows. 10 out of 10.
I love that.
That's
I love that. That's
adorable.
great.
There are 3 comments. The top comment
Uh-huh.
has 24 upvotes. I thought it was going to be a horror story and total party rape. Very glad to be wrong.
Oh my
It was
god.
wholesome. I'm so glad it was wholesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it was awesome.
The second one has 10 upvotes. It says, the R made me fear for the worst, but then it
Yeah.
was super wholesome. And the last comment with 6 upvotes is, I can only wish that a game I was in could conclude like this. Epic.
Epic.
Man, I want to have a wholesome ending to a campaign.
Right? We need
Maybe
a,
you
Oh,
can.
so
a happily
true.
ever
What
after
one
is
now?
so rare in D&D.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it'd be nice.
Oh man, this was fun.
You know what makes me very interested in Jugo's character, by the way, which is just Jugo, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like it's actually just. I feel like it would be better if he kept making technically the same character but slightly different, but actually gave a reason as to why it was like that. Like, oh, this is just a thing that they do in their village where like every firstborn son of every family gets this name because it's an idolized person within their society from ancient times or whatever.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
do
a
That would
fun
something
way
like
of
feel
that.
going
more
about it.
organic, wouldn't it?
I
Anyway, I don't know why I just had that random idea, but yeah.
no, I really like the guy who was just like, "Oh man, I think I'm just gonna retire. Hey kids, you got me?"
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, kid,
That's so
avenge
funny.
your papa.
Yo, I made a deal with the
Literally.
devil to send you to college, so once you graduate, I need you to tear up that deal because I suck at everything now.
I need y'all to do me a solid.
Your papa got no skills left. I need that revenge.
That's so wholesome though.
Man, one
Everything
day I
about
hope to be avenged by my children for making a deal with the devil.
life goals, honestly.
Right?
Man, that's great. I love that.
This was fun. Maybe I need to have more podcasts where it's just reading Reddit stories.
Honestly.
That would be funny.
Uh, I'm so
Yeah,
glad
so
we
that's what
had
happened.
something nice at the end to
No,
cover up
honestly.
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
shit.
So the last two things.
Literally all that shit.
All that shit.
Uh,
Pun intended.
Yeah.
That
so
was a
anyway,
lot of
he
shit.
started.
Yeah. So anyway, he shit himself.
What?
Pretty much.
God, I hate that so much.
I can't.
I just
I'd
can't.
really would have to go to jail for that, because no, you can't just go into my house, shit on my fucking couch, and then
And
expect
probably
me to clean up for you. Fuck
don't
you.
forget, if he's shitting, he's probably pissing too.
Stop, pigeon.
God, yeah, I'd have to kill him. There's no
No, I
options here.
can't. I can't. That's too much. This. All right, I'm gonna end. We need. Who am I?
There's other
Who am I
options.
rating? I can't.
I don't know.
Fuck.
Yeah, dog.
What are you rating?
I don't know. Uh.
The
Luna
guy who
doesn't have very
himself.
many viewers. We can raid Luna.
You're rating the guy who shot himself.
Raid God.
No.
Ah.
Mr. Shitson.
Imagine.
Oh, they're playing.
I've heard of
fucking Fortnite.
neckbeards, but like, please.
Please don't shit yourself.
I don't think all
Please-
net bears
And
do
if you're
that.
gonna
I think
shit
they're just
yourself, don't make it a common occurrence.
Please shower and change your clothes. And
Yeah.
don't leave your shit in the pants for somebody else to
At least
watch.
apologize to the person of who you shot your pants next to. Like,
All right, we're gonna go see Luna Charm. She's playing Fortnite. Please say hi and follow if you don't.
Who knows?
Fortnite? Yippee!